Hallihallo, ich Melinda ist tot und meine Glücksschildkröte Caroline dürfen wir euch herzlich begrüßen zu meinem neuen Let's Fail von Seduce Me, was so viel heißt wie verführe mich. Rar. Dieses Spiel ist spontan in meinen Steam-Vorschlägen aufgetaucht, bisschen etwas aus der Übung, und ist ein Free-to-Play-Game von Steam und ja, ich habe ehrlich gesagt keine Ahnung, worum es geht. Wirklich überhaupt nicht und das wird das noch interessanter machen. Ja, dann starten wir gleich rein. Das ist eine fiktionale interaktive Erzählung. Jeder Charakter, der irgendeiner realen Person ähnlich ist, diese Ähnlichkeiten sind Zufälle. Das ist ganz wichtig. Dieses Spiel ist gemacht für Leute, die älter sind als 16 Jahre. Man sollte also wissen, dass es sexuelle und meine Übersetzungskünste. Gott sei Dank werde ich nicht Dolmetscher. Beziehungsweise gewalttätige Themen gibt. Und diese Trigger Warnings, also die Warnwörter sind Abuse, Missbrauch, Vergewaltigung, aber nicht wirkliche Vergewaltigung, sondern nur Vergewaltigung, die man so erwähnt, und Selbstmord. Wir wurden gewarnt. Viel Spaß, danke.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
Ja, also in der Beschreibung stand, wir heißen Mika und wir lassen das jetzt mal so.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
Also wenn es jetzt das ganze Spiel so geht, brauche ich mein ganzes Leben keinen Ego-Boost mehr.
Eric, do your job.
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Ren'Py Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it, since you'll be in it.
Um Gottes Willen.
Eric.
Fine. Farewell, my sweet.
Bis 20, wenn ich da jetzt jedes Mal klicken muss.
Come on! Is that all you got?
Wanna try me, asshole?
Ich muss da echt immer klicken, was soll das denn?
Crap! Missed.
Aha.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das übersetzen soll, kann ich gerne machen. Man könnte es Schicksal oder Zufall nennen. Dieser eine Moment der Gewalt hat eine Kettenreaktion von Events gestartet, die ich niemals vergessen werde.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory.
Es geht um Finanztheorie. Ich glaube, das lasse ich mal.
It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Okay, nein. Das bin anscheinend ich, weil ich habe keine Stimme. Regen. Es ist schon sehr lange her, dass es hier geregnet hat, aber es ist auch gerade der richtige Zeitpunkt. Also wundert mich das nicht. Ich liebe den Sound. Ich liebe die Geräusche, die Regen macht. Die Art, wie Regen fällt. Wie wenn man mit seinen Fingern leicht auf eine Unterlage tippt. Es ist so beruhigend. Genauso wie wenn man den... Ach, muss ich das jetzt echt immer... Ich hoffe mal, ihr könnt gut Englisch, dass ihr das übersetzen könnt, aber ich werde mich bemühen. Es ist auf jeden Fall sehr kitschig. Und weil ich so gerne den Regentropfen am Fenster zuschaue, fühle ich mich wirklich glücklich, dass ich einen Sitz neben dem Fenster habe. Obwohl ich mehr Zeit damit verbringe, rauszuschauen, als dass ich aufpasse in meinem Kurs, in meiner Stunde. Weil die Vorlesungen sind ziemlich langweilig. Es ist zwar nicht die Schuld der Professorin, aber es ist überhaupt nicht interessant, wovon sie spricht. Und außerdem ist es die letzte Stunde vor Mittagessen. Also denke ich an andere Dinge, die ich in meiner Freizeit machen kann. Und Ökonomie interessiert mich nicht so wirklich. Klar, ich habe gute Noten in diesem Fach, aber das ist auch nur, weil ich das Buch gelesen habe und meine Aufgaben gemacht habe, wie ich sollte. Ich habe dieses Fach nur genommen, weil es vorgeschrieben war. Wenn ich es mir hätte aussuchen können, dann hätte ich einen anderen Kurs besucht. Gott sei Dank ist das mein Senior Year, also mein letztes Jahr. Und nach diesem Semester ist dann meine Highschool-Zeit vorbei. Thank God for that. Gott sei Dank. Ich habe die Highschool nicht gehasst, aber es ist einfach langweilig, weil die Tage sich alle gleichen. Gottes Willen, da werde ich ja noch wirklich guter Übersetzer. Das Einzige, was mir am Schulgehen gefällt, ist, dass ich meine Freunde treffen kann. Gott sei Dank, im Endeffekt bin ich froh, dass die Schule jetzt aus ist. Und durch das letzte Semester bringt so eine Note of Finality. Und ich habe mich schon bei vielen Universitäten beworben und ich hoffe, dass ich in den nächsten Monaten ein paar Meldungen bekomme. Antworten. Es sieht so aus, als würde gleich etwas Neues beginnen. Etwas, das sich ändert. Das heißt, wenn sich Dinge überhaupt ändern können. Ich starre auf die Regentropfen in der Entfernung. Für jetzt sitze ich in dieser Klasse fest.
Miss Anderson.
Ich schaue die Professorin an und hoffe, dass sie nicht bemerkt hat, dass ich mit etwas ganz anderem beschäftigt war. Ja.
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Wie heißt die Gleichung auf der Tafel? Anscheinend ist es die Black School's Model Formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Anderson. Dieser Nachname verfolgt mich, wohin ich auch gehe. Die meisten Leute wissen meinen Vornamen gar nicht, sondern nur meinen Nachnamen. Ich glaube, ich werde einfach nur Sachen übersetzen, die wichtig sind für die Story, echt. Anscheinend kommt mein Nachname von der Firma Anderson Family Toys, also Anderson Familienspielzeuge, dessen Gründer mein Großvater war. Suzu ist anscheinend eine meiner besten Freunde.
Kick-ass girl.
Naomi, die auch eine meiner besten Freunde ist nicht begeistert, wie sie mir gerade gesagt hat, dass ich einen tollen Job gemacht habe.
She means good job.
Miss Capini.
Oi!
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Scholes. Fisher Black and Myron Scholes.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off.
Angeber.
Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Ich glaube, ich werde einfach die Sachen lesen, die mein Charakter sagt, weil sonst passt es nicht ganz. So, warte mal, was ist denn da die Musik? Das da. Hui. Weil sonst passt es irgendwie nicht. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmate. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it open onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped the pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened and she spoke up.
How about a company name?
Huh? Did we really skip over that?
Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it?
Not sure. What do you think?
It always came down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master and ending decision, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
But our company sells bubble gum.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubble gum?
What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think?
Both of them looked at me expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say, also, wenn es nach mir ginge und ich studiere Ökonomie, die sind beide scheiße. Wirklich. Keine Ahnung. Nehmen wir das.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Beides scheiße.
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Who? Who was that?
Ignore it. It's just Lisette.
I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with a cycle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in school. And as a result, everyone in school knew them. In the center of it all was Lizette White. She sat with a posture that indicated she was still working, but that she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and, above all, had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and, as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew that what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. It's about time! Let's bail!
Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
Wir haben jetzt entweder die Möglichkeit, wir sagen, ja, ich verstehe das auch nicht, genauso wie du, oder ich würde mir wünschen, dass ich auch so schnell hier raus könnte. Das ist mir ein bisschen zu melancholisch. She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact that I felt the same way as she did.
See? Why can't she just be normal like the two of us?
It's Suzu, Naomi. Think about it.
Very true.
Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
I do have to admit I was pacing out. And just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
Despite this, they both burst out in laughter. Normally, anyone would think that opposites like them wouldn't ever associate with each other. But even though they were so different, their friendships somehow made a lot of sense. Da merkt man vielleicht, dass Englisch nicht meine Muttersprache ist. Maybe they were just perfect complements, or personality just didn't dictate the possibility of their friendship. After all, we three had been best friends since preschool.
Alright, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
You do like spicy food after all. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy!
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with... Just mac and cheese and soda. What Naomi is having, or Cajun fries and spicy chicken burger too. Okay, also ich bin absolut gegen scharf. Ich mag nicht scharf. Ich mag aber auch keinen Thunfisch. Also, mac and cheese. That sounds good. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food. Okay, das ist ziemlich ekelhaft. Würdet ihr eure Füße neben euer Essen auf den Tisch legen? Vielleicht so ein paar Meinungen in den Kommentaren wären ganz cool.
Alright then, is there anything we want to talk about?
Bored already?
Was ist das denn für ein komisches Spiel?
I know, let's talk about...
Say boys and I will never speak to you ever again.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? It's not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
Aww.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
True.
Yo. That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. Oh, das klingt ein bisschen nach Twilight. Don't get me wrong, I am an open person, but there are not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe started up and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Wir sehen sie hier super cool.
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Funny enough, something did happen, and it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogies that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. Oh, das habe ich mir schon gedacht. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. Harold Anderson, forever in our hearts. Okay. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in a heavy silence. I looked beside me, where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. Okay, das ist wahrscheinlich mein Opa. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the small grey tombstone before us was his father's name. Sag ich ja, unser Opa. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform, black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
Nice, wir kriegen sein Haus und alles, was drin ist. What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end he wouldn't give in. Oh, what a stubborn old man.
Oho. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face. Anscheinend mag der seinen Vater nicht? Jo, keine Ahnung, die haben sich sicher mal voll zerfetzt.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Magst du mich auch nicht, dass du mich loswerden willst, oder wie?
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own? Ja, das frage ich mich auch gerade.
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Jesus Christ, der mag mich ja auch nicht.
David!
Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested. Boah, ist der sauer.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. Voll traurig. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was bluntly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they pass away? Wow, schnell. Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. Ist ja voll unfair, was ist da los? His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Ich mag ihn wirklich nicht. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it, like that one time a long time ago. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather, the way he greeted me. And like my father, grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah, so what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Oh, yes. Is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them. But I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course. He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart of its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little night light before you sleep. Oh, das ist ja voll lieb. Unser Opi fragt uns gerade, ob wir helfen können mit dem Spielzeug, und das ist anscheinend eine Puppe, die so ein Herz hat, und wir finden, dass wenn man das umarmt, dann sollte das Herz leuchten. Das ist ja voll die liebe Idee. He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I hope I can be like you. I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
Anscheinend sind wir uns nicht sicher, ob unser Vater das Beste für uns will. He bent down to look at me eye level, with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though. Jesus.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. Anscheinend ist wirklich was passiert, aber sie sprechen nicht darüber. It's hard enough, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong, promise?
For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then, enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade desserts? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
You willed me the very home I left to see you in. Why? Why would you think you would be ready to take it? Especially after this. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. Huh. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred, and I suddenly realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Oh, wir kriegen Lasagne. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Wir sind immer noch weiß angezogen. Ziehen wir uns nicht um? Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes?
Eigentlich nein. Es interessiert sie eigentlich nicht.
Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
Jesus, der hat schlechte Erfahrungen anscheinend. I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
Oh. Anscheinend will er unbedingt, dass wir im Familienunternehmen arbeiten, weil er hat ja Connections und da müssen wir dann hin. But what if...
Stop mumbling.
Oh, mumbling. But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
Ooh. He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Don't you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems to be fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
Ich sollte vielleicht noch ein bisschen mehr Pamp reintun. It's like nothing ever happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms and erupted in angry laughter. Erstens schaut er traurig aus, zweitens hat er die Arme immer schon so, aber...
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal. Like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Dann erklär's mir halt. Er ist nicht begeistert, dass wir ihm vorwerfen, dass er ihn nicht mag. Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everybody's faces? Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? Ow. A flash of rage crossed his face and he wiped the back of his hand across my cheek. Okay, wir wurden gerade von unserem Vater geschlagen.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut!
Das ist aber kein sehr netter Papi.
You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheek still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. Ha! What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she wouldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. Remain silent, letting the event remain in the past. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off of what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking anymore about the pain still radiating from my cheek. Ist ein gutes Ende. Ich werde hier mal speichern. Und ja, damit werde ich mich mal von euch verabschieden. Das war ja schon mal sehr Komisch. Ich verstehe das Spiel noch nicht ganz. Wenn ich da wirklich nur eine Story durchklicke, ist das irgendwie langweilig. Aber wir werden sehen. Ja, Melinda ist tot und Carolina sagen auf jeden Fall mal Tschüss. Und ich hoffe, dass meine Lesestimme euch so weit gefällt, dass ihr vielleicht doch noch ein bisschen zuhört. Ciao!